Have you ever noticed that the harder you try to stay aligned, the more exhausted you become? You monitor your thoughts, you try to maintain a positive mindset, you repeat affirmations, and yet you often end up feeling more tension than when you started. Traditional manifestation advice usually focuses on a top-down approach, using the mind to change the body. But foundational research and neurobiology suggests that our bodily states often precede our conscious reasoning. Before we've even formulated a thought, the nervous system has already provided the physiological context for how we interpret our world. If the body is registering a state of high alert or bracing, it becomes difficult for the mind to sustain a genuine sense of alignment. The physical signals of safety must typically be registered in the nervous system before positive cognitive shifts can take hold and feel authentic. Today, we're looking at a 3-step physical routine designed to shift your focus from mental management to physical residency. This isn't about ignoring your thoughts, but about giving them a regulated foundation to sit upon. By prioritizing embodiment, you stop trying to convince yourself you're aligned, and instead start providing your nervous system with the data it needs to actually feel that way. The first step is the alignment morning check. This is a simple diagnostic tool that bridges the gap between the abstract idea of a vibrational state and the concrete reality of your nervous system regulation. Tomorrow morning, before reaching for your phone, place your feet flat on the floor. Take one slow breath in through your nose and a longer, audible exhale through your mouth. Mentally scan 3 specific zones: your jaw, your shoulders, and your belly. You aren't looking for a correct feeling. You're simply asking what your body is doing in this exact moment. It's common to feel a sudden urge to fix any tension you find, but for this step, try to avoid that. This is strictly a data collection exercise. We are identifying the baseline your mind is currently working with. Establishing this baseline prevents the performance of calm. When we acknowledge the body's actual state, we stop the mental exhaustion of trying to layer a fake sense of peace over a body that is still bracing for the day. Step 2 is called the 5% microshift. This involves taking a mundane automatic action and making a slight physical adjustment to signal safety to your body while you move through your day. Select a routine task, like washing a dish or folding a piece of clothing, and intentionally perform it exactly 5% slower. The change is subtle. You aren't moving in slow motion. You're simply removing the micro-urgency from the movement. Notice the smoothness of the motion and the lack of unnecessary force. This slight reduction in pace sends a physical cue to the nervous system. Because you are moving as if there is no rush, your body begins to register that no immediate threat is present. This specific microshift prioritizes state before strategy. It doesn't instantly solve complex life problems, but it ensures that when you eventually move toward a decision, you're doing so from a regulated baseline rather than a reactive one. The final step is a real-time intervention for moments of stress. It's an identity-based check to be used right before you respond to a trigger or start a new task. Pause for a second and ask yourself, who am I being right now? This is different from asking, what should I do, or how do I fix this? Those questions keep you trapped in the mind, scanning for external solutions to an internal feeling of unease. Because our behavior tends to align with our self-concept, this question forces you to notice the physical quality of your current identity. It highlights whether you are operating as someone who is braced for a fight or someone who is present in the moment. Asking this disrupts the mental performance of alignment. It draws your attention back to your actual physical state, allowing you to choose your next move from a place of presence rather than habit. Check in with your body right now. Notice if there's a slight change in the depth of your breath or a softening in the muscles around your eyes. This physical shift didn't require an affirmation. It happened because you stepped out of the monitoring of your mind and simply gave your attention to your physical experience. Lasting alignment isn't a goal you reach through constant mental effort. It is a state of residency, a place you learn to inhabit physically until it becomes your default orientation. Try one 5% microshift today. Notice how it feels to move without urgency. For a deeper look at the science and a full guided visualization, you can listen to the complete podcast episode linked below. When alignment becomes a lived identity rather than a mental chore, your reactions and choices begin to reflect that internal state. You stop trying to reach a state of manifestation and simply start moving from one.